Today's topic is sciatica stretch. It's a weekly sciatica stretch for low trunk rotation. Now, every Wednesday is sciatica stretch day. We try to give you a new stretch every week. And we've talked about the piriformis stretch. We've talked about sphinx, double knee to chest. Now, as we talk about this topic, because there are 5 main reasons you can have sciatica and 1 minor reason, which is piriformis syndrome. We've talked about that. To do the proper stretch, you need to know what your back problem is, because not all stretches are good for everybody. That's the truth. If you have a herniated disc, certain people respond very well to sphinx. Certain people respond to double knee to chest. Now today, if we're talking about low trunk rotation and you have a herniated disc, this might potentially make you worse. So it's kind of important that you know what's wrong with your back. Okay, 60% of the people who do this, it's the greatest thing ever. 40%, 20% maybe just feels okay, and really 20% you can make it worse, and it's the herniated disc. But we'll talk about why in a minute, because when you know why, then you can help yourself. But if you don't know why and you think that you're doing the right exercise, because I hear this all the time, oh, I'm working my stomach, I'm working my stomach. Well, you might need to be working your back, not your stomach. You may be working the wrong muscle. And when you work the wrong muscle, you don't get better. Why do we do this? We want to give you the tools. And this is really about educating you and giving you the information you need. We have a 9-step process. What is sciatica? That is really, this is all about educating you. Okay, one of our steps. There's another step about stretches, and there's another step about exercises, but there's 9 steps in our program, in our clinics. But these are 2 of the steps, and really we're educating you too. And this is all about the spine. So heads here, hips here, 24 vertebrae in between. And what can happen is the nerve can get pinched as it exits the spine. And it's this nerve that gets pinched that exits the spine that really causes the pain that goes down the leg. In this case right here, this is a herniated disc. Now again, this stretch that we're giving you right now is very good for degenerated discs when the vertebrae get closer together, and it's very good for stenosis where things get tight around the spinal cord, but it's very bad for bulging discs, it's very bad for herniated discs, and it's very bad for spondylolisthesis. Now, we had a tip, we had 2 tips, how to get out of a car and how to get out of bed. And the reason that we give you those tips is because in certain patients, rotation is bad. So when you get out of bed, what we said is you have to roll your whole body at the same time and then sit up and get out of bed. Okay, you don't want to roll your hips and then roll your shoulders and then get out of bed, because what that does is it causes a shearing force on the disc. And rotation on a disc that's herniated makes it worse. But today's exercise, which is double knee rotation, which is really low trunk rotation, is there's some rotation in there, and the rotation is designed to start to stretch the tissues of your low back. So if you have a herniated disc, you don't want to do this, but if you have the other problems, you definitely want to do this. And the cameraman that works my camera said he did this one, and this is his favorite. He gets a little stiff in the back, he doesn't have a lot of back problems, but he says this really clears up the stiffness, which is what it's designed to do. But if you have a herniated disc, you may say this is the worst stretch you've ever done. So what are we going to do? We want to work the stomach muscles, so we're going to work the stomach muscles. We're working the glutes. We talked about the glutes. Probably the most important muscle for back pain is the glutes. You're going to stabilize, strengthen your glutes, glute medius, glute maximus. Got to work the quads, and we're working the abs, okay? Obliques and abs. Abs on the front, obliques on the side. And really this is good for scoliosis, starts to help to balance out a little bit, but also good for weight loss, start to burn some calories. Burning calories are good. But more importantly, and the reason we do this and why we do this is we want to start to loosen up the stiffness in your low back. The rotation loosens up the stiffness. Stiffness is a future predictor of back pain. So if you're stiff, if these joints are stiffer back here, you're predisposed to having back pain in the future. So our goal is to loosen up the stiffness, get the joints moving better, and get you feeling better. Okay, that's really the whole idea. I hope this shouldn't take too long. You want to know if it's a herniated disc, you shouldn't do it. If it's spondylolisthesis, you shouldn't do it. All the other ones, bulging disc, maybe. It's kind of 50-50, but it's good for the degenerated disc because you want motion, and it's good for stenosis. So that's the key. You need to know who you are. These tips are really about knowing who you are and what benefits you. It's not one size fits all. A lot of the videos on YouTube are one size fits all. Hey, do this. It's the best one for a herniated disc. Well, it's the best for some. It's not the best for everybody. Okay, do this one. It's the best thing for sciatica. It's the best for some. It's not the best for everybody. It's not one size fits all. It can't be, because everybody's a little bit different. So our goal is to loosen up the stiffness. All right, we talked about the disc, and really the goal is don't shear force the disc. Don't rotate on the disc. And here, Dr. Amy, she's our physical therapist. She's going to be doing this. All right, so here's what you're doing. It's laying on the back. So you lay on your back, and then you're kind of looking up, and then you're going to rotate your knees, and you're going to hold it. And you're going to hold it. You're going to want to do between 5 and 10 reps. And you want it in the beginning, again, like anything else, you don't go crazy with this thing. Don't do as much as you can, as fast as you can. You got to work your way into it. Okay, we're not going to teach you how to run a marathon in a week. It takes time. Okay, so take some time. If you do these every day, your life will start to improve. Okay, I lived with chronic back pain. I had it for 10 years. My back pain was an 8. I know how this works. I've lived it. I know that when you rotate on a herniated disc, it's painful. I've done that. Somebody said, oh, do this exercise. Tried it once, killed me. Okay, but this is good for everybody else. Whoops. So what you want to do, let's see if I can go back. All right. Rotate this way and hold it. The beginning phase is you rotate and you hold it. 5 reps, 10 to 20 seconds, 5 to 20 seconds. But the more advanced phase, you rotate your hip and then you rotate your head. So you rotate your hips one way and you rotate your head the other way, which is kind of what you're doing right here. So here we go. Hips, and now she's rotating her head. That's advanced. You work your way up to that. Okay, we've talked about the flossing, how you start easy and go more advanced. Same thing with this rotation. Rotate the hips, boom, rotate the head. And hold it, 5 to 10 reps, and hold it for up to 20 seconds. If it hurts, stop doing it. You don't want to do it if it hurts. All right, so that's the low trunk rotation for sciatica. Good for 60% of you, not good for 100%. Try it once. If it hurts, don't do it. Okay? If you have a herniated disc, don't do it. Come see us. We'll fix the disc. You go home and do low trunk rotation for the rest of your life, and you'll be happy about it. I want you to subscribe to our channel, and I want you to share information. Look, we're trying to save the world one spine at a time. Back pain consumes about 30% of the population right now. 80% in their lifetime will have it. 15% have it every single day, and it doesn't go away. You need to do these things. Trust me, I lived with a serious back problem for 10 years. We're trying to get the MRI. I'll show you what the MRI looks like. There's just the disc is barely there at L5, but now I have no pain. Okay, you do this, you'll have no pain. And I'm going to put another link over here, and we're going to put a link to another one of our stretches that we talked about in this video. So click on that link, take a look at that, and again, all this information is here for you. If you're not going to come see me, you got to figure out who you are and then what your benefit is. Now, there's certain that are really good for herniated discs, and there's certain that are really bad for herniated discs. I don't want you to make yourself worse. Get a diagnosis. That's it. I'm out. We're saving the spine one at a time. That's it. Till tomorrow, I think.